People, so this is my first day back to work because last week I ended up getting an eye infection or whatever, pink eye, something of the sort, and I had to be out for a whole week. So I didn't get to finish anything in my classroom, and then like today's my first day back. The kids came back on Thursday, and now it's a brand new work week and your girl's here, like voila magic. So basically I came in today. I had to like squander together some like just activities for my kids to do or whatever, and I know that probably sounds bad, but I wasn't prepared to be out. It was the first week of school or whatever, and like my things that I did leave for the sub, they all ran out. So yeah, it's been a day. So my classroom, I didn't get to completely finish setting it up like I wanted to show you guys or whatever, but I'll show you kind of what I'm working with. So I did end up, I made these via Microsoft Word, and then my kids have been here today, so the desks are kind of in disarray or whatever, and I got to put their table numbers. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it like right there on that little thing or whatever, so that way they know their table numbers. And then I made these cute little name tags to match or whatever. So yeah, so I made these name tags, and of course, you know, student privacy, so that's why I'm not showing it. But that's kind of where I'm at. Wow, it's been a day. Like, it's been a day, y'all. Like, I can't even describe how I'm feeling right now, because I'm exhausted, but I'm relieved. There's still a little bit of excitement left or whatever, because it was really nice to meet my kids and then like start off the year having them here, because last year we started off all online or whatever. So you know, just kind of trying to get my bearings, but woo, like that's really all I can say. Look at my desk. My desk basically tells you how I hope nobody takes this the wrong way or whatever. Like, I'm not an unprepared teacher or anything like that, but it's just been overwhelming, and things have been like just constantly going. And then I didn't really get much of a planning period today either, just because the way the schedule worked. So it's just been like, it's been a day, and I had to wing it. Like, let's have a talk. Actually, I'm gonna finish this when I get ready to go home, because it is already 3:39 and I was supposed to be going out at 3. So I'm gonna record some more and we'll chat it up once I get home, and we'll just hash it all out there, because I made it home and I'm getting ready to go work out. And we gonna have this chat, y'all. Like, we're gonna talk, it's gonna happen. But I gotta go work out, because if I don't work out right now, what's gonna happen is I'm not gonna work out at all, because I'm excited. I can't even talk. That goes to show how tired I am. I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna hit the gym, and then once I come back, we finna talk. We're finna talk about this thing, because listen, it's gotta be talked about. And don't judge me. I have my little magnetic lashes on, which I might, you know, do a little tutorial. I mean, it's not really much of a tutorial to do, but I might, you know, post like putting them on and like a little review, because I stopped wearing the regular, like the strips, because they pull your lashes out so bad or whatever. So I was like, let me try these magnetic things or whatever, and so yeah, I actually like them. I wore them twice so far, and they are giving what they're supposed to give, honey. So I'm back from the gym. I'm getting ready I'm gonna warm up my food, because like this is like dinner and a movie type stuff that we getting ready to chat about. These are the leftovers. Get into it, yeah. Okay, first of all, let me start by saying shout out to all, like, every single educator on the planet. I don't care what your position is, like, shout out to you. And yes, I am gonna eat while I'm recording, because I'm so hungry, y'all. Like, don't mind my manners, I normally have them, but oh my gosh, I told y'all this was like dinner and a movie type stuff. So long story short, I was out last week because I ended up having an eye infection. So I didn't get to finish setting up my classroom because I couldn't go to the school. So today was one of those like really legit like wing it type days or whatever. I mean, and honestly, and I want y'all opinions because I know a lot of y'all on here are educators or whatever. So tell me, and please, like, I mean, I asked for opinions, so whatever. But I want to know, like, my best lessons have come from me not planning them or whatever. Whereas I just go in, you know, I have an idea of what I'm gonna do, but then like I execute and that's that. And like that's when the kids really enjoy it or whatever. And it's just really, it just get the job done or whatever. And I know they have that whole saying that proper planning prevents piss poor performance or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think education, especially education now or whatever, is just completely like it kind of goes against that if you must or whatever. And I say that because they want education tailored to the needs of each student or whatever. But honestly, like my kids' needs change from day to day. Like for instance, if I have a student that comes in that had a bad day at home or whatever, that student don't need me harping on he or she about their times tables or long division. They need me to be more of a supportive and, you know, like that type of thing or whatever. And whereas I might have had a test or something and I got these kids just so emotionally distraught, I might not be able to administer that day or whatever, or, you know, whatever it may be or whatever. These are very general examples, but I really want y'all's feedback. Like, I mean, I know that there's some people that spend hours and hours upon hours with planning, but I think that having that general outline and knowing, you know, the basis of what you have going on, like that's really what seems to work best. Like, I'm just being honest or whatever. And yes, I do my lesson plans or whatever, but even when I do my lesson plans, they never go according to the plan. Like they kind of go somewhat, but it never goes according to plan. So I'm really interested to hear y'all feedback about that. So that's first thing first. All intentions on dinner and a movie, but if I keep eating while I'm recording, I'm not gonna record anything. Cause this food is so good and I'm so hungry. Do y'all be more hungry after working, like teaching all day? It's something about working with kids. They like take all the energy from you. Love my kids, but they are some energy suckers. Like they suck all the energy out of you. So work has just been like, today was my first day back after a whole week. Like I had a week off, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I think God gave me that rest for a purpose. Like I was flabbergasted when they told me that I had to be off for a whole week for my eye, but now I see why. Like God literally was just like, you know what, Kiara, you need to rest because you don't know what you're getting into. He knew though, like he knew what was coming my way. And it's just like, wow. I mean, one thing that I gotta say, teaching here in Kuwait is completely different than teaching in the States or whatever. As far as behavior, I haven't had like behaviors like in the States. Like in the States, I had kids like throwing desks, calling me the B word, and things like that. And I mean, to my knowledge, I haven't been called that. You know, usually you have those kids in the class that if kids do say something in a different language, then they'll tell or whatever. But I haven't had any of that, you know, just the norms of rules and procedures. And that's really what we did today. So just kind of hitting the ground running, setting up those different classroom rules and procedures, going over those things and the consequences with the kids. And wow, I still have to do a lot in my classroom. I gotta get their name tags put on their desk, do my seating chart. Technically, I don't work outside of my contractual hours. And again, y'all can bash me, y'all can talk all the junk that y'all wanna talk, but I believe in leading a healthy life, and part of leading a healthy life is leaving work at home and having home to be like your safe space and your place of zen or whatever. Because once you bring hell into the home, it's hard to get it out or whatever. And so like when I'm off work, I'm off work. Like, I don't bring papers home to grade them or whatever. I do that in my planning time or whatever, and then, you know, when my kids are dismissed, my little minutes that I have after that, that is when I get my stuff done. And just to kind of give y'all a backstory, I know I'm kind of rambling a lot in this video, but this is just mostly like me sharing my first day or whatever. But like, the reason why I did that is because, like, I worked fire rescue before I went into teaching. I am a licensed EMT or whatever. And I used to go to work, you know, like, I would work 48-hour shifts. The norm was 24 on, 48 off or whatever. And so I would go in, you know, hey Kiera, can you go work, you know, at this medic station? Can you work at this station? Can you work at that station? And every time I would be like, yeah, of course, you know. And I love my job. Like, I absolutely loved what I did. So, you know, it wasn't a thing to go and pick up extra shifts. And there was one time that I worked a 96-hour shift or whatever. And like, I mean, I did all that, you know, spent holidays and so many nights away from my home and away from my family. And after that happened, like, I ended up having an injury, and basically they pretty much tried to get rid of me. And like, because at that point I was a liability, and it didn't matter that I had worked all these hours and did all these different things or whatever. It was just the fact of, basically what I'm saying is that these jobs, you know, I think my school does care about me or whatever, and I'm not gonna say that they don't, but ultimately you're just a number, you know. And then even still, so, you know, because if something was to happen, they still have to fill your position. You still have to, this business must continue, the show must go on or whatever. And, you know, so you can't pour from an empty cup anyway. So if you giving and giving and going and going and going, what can you really, like, what can you give back? If you don't have nothing to give, you literally can't give something that you don't have or whatever. So that is my reason behind, because I know that there's a lot of veteran teachers, and even my very first year teaching, I got a lot of backlash from one of the veterans or whatever, saying that, oh, this is what's wrong with the new age teachers or whatever, because we used to work 80 hours, and that's fine. Like, that is okay, and I commend anybody, well, I don't commend you, but anybody that does that, you know, that's your business. If that's what you choose to do on your time off, that's what you choose to do. But don't bash somebody that chooses to have their time off as just that, their time off. All right, rant over. Okay, but the first day of school, it was pretty good. I'm really excited. I have 25 students on my roster so far, and they're a fun bunch. Like, I play music in my classroom, and last year my students weren't really, I don't know if it was just because they were trying to reorient themselves into the, you know, being in the classroom, because in Kuwait they have been online for 2 years or whatever, and so, like, they didn't really sing the music and stuff like that, and I don't know if they thought they were gonna get in trouble, and I tried to encourage them, you know, to kind of let loose a little bit. But this group, like, I was playing my little music, and it's always clean, you know, very culturally appropriate and things like that, and age appropriate. And they were just in there singing and, you know, doing their little work and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited. I do have some challenges ahead of me, but, you know, that's where that regrouping and all those things come into play. So yeah, this was my first day. I got up, well, I mean, last week was technically my first day, you know, going in and setting up my classroom, but this was my first day with my students, and I gotta say, like I said, I really enjoyed it, and it's gonna be a long year, but it's gonna be a good year. I really can't wait until it gets cool, because boy, that 30-minute recess in 100+ weather Fahrenheit, it's a killer. Like, literally, like, we be out there dying or whatever. I had on my little blazer. I thought I was cute this morning or whatever. I'll show y'all a picture, but yeah, I thought I was cute this morning, and I was out there sweating. Like, I'm talking about, I had sweat dripping all down my back. It was just, it was something else. One of the things when teaching in a foreign country is, like, making sure to pronounce the children's names correctly. And I think now, especially because I'm at an at an American school, the kids are used to having, you know, teachers of a different nationality or whatever. So they kind of like, oh, okay, you can call me this instead of that or whatever. But I think it really shows them like a valiant effort when you try to pronounce their name and you ask them, you know, like, hey, how do you pronounce your name? Help me say it. And you actually work towards getting their name correct or whatever. Because, I mean, some people are very particular about how their name is said or whatever, and I get it. So it was just kind of interesting today to see, because today I actually struggled with some names. Last year, not so much. But this year I struggled with some names, and I had to do some code switching too. So, like, for instance, I don't want to disclose any of my students' information, but I'll just pull a name. So this is not any of my students, just so y'all know. So this is not me giving out any of their personal information. But, like, for instance, say that I had a student named Lena or whatever. So in the States, we would pronounce it as Lena or whatever. But here in Kuwait and on this side of the world, it more than likely is going to be pronounced Lana. But just, you know, coming from the States, your first reaction is to say Lena. And so I had a couple of those scenarios today where I had to, you know, I didn't initially say how is it pronounced, because I looked at the names on the paper and was just like, oh, okay, you know, well, this is it. But no, and then, you know, my kids corrected me, and it's no big deal. But, you know, you do have to do that code switching even as a teacher or whatever, when you're teaching on this side of the world or anywhere. And really, you should always ask or whatever, but because things aren't always as they look to be. But that's pretty much it. I still have a lot of things to do. I gotta go get my kids like their pencil pouches and stuff, because here we get their supplies for them. So I have to go do that, and I'm gonna run to the store and get a couple things, and I might film that just so you guys can see. And then I need to do my seating chart. I am gonna do that today or while I'm home, because I want to put their name tags and stuff at their seats before they get into school tomorrow. Like, I have to do that. I had to go ahead and walk to the plastic store to get this stuff. It's literally like a 1-minute walk from my apartment or whatever. So I just need to get like pencil pouches and some erasers, and I think, pencil sharpeners, like those type of things. And so I'm gonna go in the plastic store and see what all they have, because usually they have a lot of like stuff or whatever. So yeah, just gonna go in there, or go in here and check it out and see if I can get most of my kids' school supply stuff. This is the plastic store. So they literally have like some of everything. Markers, notebooks, backpacks, pens, everything. So basically, I'm finna get my kids some highlighters, their pencil pouches, and pencil sharpeners, and that type of thing from in here. And I'll probably have to go to another store to get some journals for them or whatever, because I want them to have all the same color, and they don't have enough for them all to have the same color here.
25.
Okay, that's all?
Yeah.
All right. I just got back from the plastic store, and this is what all I got. I got my kids their journals, their pencil pouches, their scissors, some highlighters, and some baskets, and yeah. So one of the differences between Arab supplies, or I don't know, I hope I'm not saying it the wrong way, but like other supplies, is that the spine usually is on the right hand side. So like as you guys can see, the DSD is there or whatever, and then this is the way that in the Middle East most people open their books and write. It goes from right to left versus left to right. So what I'm going to do with my kids is I'm going to have them put the spine on the left because I am at an American school, and then it works out because this one doesn't have it doesn't have margins, so it's fine or whatever. And then even at the bottom, like, still it's good with the DSD down there. So I'm just gonna have them flip it over so it'll be upside down or whatever, and they're gonna work from left to right since we're at an American school, and that's, you know, the way that we're gonna practice that. But that's just something to keep in mind or whatever, because I didn't know that when I came here. And then last year when I went to go get school supplies, I'm like, what's going on or whatever. So yeah, just if you're in the Middle East or whatever, I don't know if they do that in other parts of the country or the world, but yeah, so things usually go from right to left versus left to right. And even if you get books, like Arab books are usually going to be from right to left or whatever, because I was trying to do my library and I had some books that were written in Arabic, and I'm like, I'm trying to flip them up, do the spine, and I'm like, why is this book upside down or whatever. But just some tips and some things that I've learned since I've been working in Kuwait. There's still a couple things that I got to get for my kids. Like, I got to get them some pencil sharpeners, and the ones that I saw in there, they just weren't, like, I want to make sure that they have nice pencil sharpeners and that they work or whatever. So I gotta get that. And there's a couple other things, like we have a long list or whatever, but these were just the things that screamed out me immediately that they needed to get started or whatever. So that's pretty much it. I'm getting ready to shower. Well, I'm not showering, I'm gonna bathe, and then I'm gonna light this bad boy right here, and I'm watching Harry Potter for the night and just gonna chill while I work on my seating chart or whatever. And yeah, that's my first day with my kids and how things are kind of going. So see you guys later, and I'm out. Alright, so if you guys are ready, go ahead and bow your heads and close your eyes. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for life. Thank you for health. Thank you for strength. Thank you for waking us up this morning and starting us on our way. God, thank you for just for allowing these parents to trust all of us with their students and sending us the very best that they have. And God, I ask that you please just help all of us educators to be the best that we can be day in and day out for these students, and also help our students to be the best that they can be as well. God, I ask that you please just watch over us, bless us, keep us, and strengthen us, and just help us to deal with any situations that come along our way. God, I ask that you just bless all of my friends, all of my family, bless all of these viewers, their friends, and their family, and just help us to get through each and everything that we are going through, God. God, we're all struggling. We all have a lot going on, a lot on our plate, and we ask that you just help us to be able to manage and to be able to cope with all the different things that we have going on. God, you are amazing, you are holy, you are true, and we will be ever so careful to give you all the praise and all the glory. And God, thank you. I want to just say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for using me to reach people, and thank you for allowing me to be in the classroom and teach this group of students. And thank you for giving me this privilege. God, so many times we get these opportunities and we start to, oh my gosh, I have to get up and go to work, oh my gosh, we start looking at things from the negative lens. But I ask that you please just help us to shift from the negative lens to the positive one, and look at what a wonderful opportunity it is that we have. The opportunity to be able to have life, and the opportunity to be able to have jobs, and the opportunity to be able to travel and do all these different things, whatever it may be. So God, just thank you for those things.